Hi, flute students. This is Flute Hygiene number 1, and I'm going to talk today about how to get a basic good tone, what we're going to just start with as a basic good tone. And Trevor Y refers to this particular color of sound as purple. And so you'll hear me say that over the years that you're here. This is Flute Hygiene number 1. It's a low register exercise. Later, we'll also do it in the high register. But I'm going to give you a few ideas of how to, whether you're a freshman or you've been here for a while, this is to give you some ideas about how to think about improving your sound and the kinds of things that we're sort of looking for a better flute sound. So as I play this, I practice it 2 ways. One way is without vibrato and one way is with vibrato. They both have advantages. So today I'm going to do no vibrato. And as I listen to the tone, I'm trying to get as steady of a sound as I can. One way that I'm getting a sort of richer, kind of more vibrant sound that doesn't have as much of an airy quality to it is that I tend to always think about aiming my Airstream at this outer edge of the flute. And I think it's a good idea, especially freshmen and my transfer students, but everybody, it's a good idea to look at your flute lineup every now and then and see, like, am I too far in or out? Too far in or out will definitely affect the tone badly. So you want the center of the hole to be about with the center of the keys. It's, a little bit one way or the other. And then I'm blowing at this outer edge. That's where I'm trying to aim my edge. I'm not trying to blow kind of straight up or straight out. If I blow straight, it's quite a different quality, right? It's quite airy. If I bring that Airstream kind of down a little bit more, kind of like this, to get this edge, I want all the air hitting on that edge. And if I go too far, it starts to cut out. So there's kind of a sweet spot. You can see it. I'm kind of coming in closer to the camera so you can see what's going on here. I'm not very tight anywhere. I try to keep pretty loose, really. I only want to have my lips to be as tight as they need to be. And so that's only like as much air as I'm blowing. For low register like this, maybe my air comes, I don't know, maybe this far from the flute. Something like that. And so my lips only have to be as tight as they need to be to resist that air. Notice that my lips are very much parallel to the flute. I don't tend to have, I know you're going to see this on listening assignments. Every now and then you'll hear an amazing flute player who plays like this. I don't know how they do it. And I don't recommend that you try it. So I think your best bet is going to be to center this on your lip where your aperture is. My aperture is just a little bit off center. The aperture is the hole, right? And no one's face is perfectly symmetrical. No one's lips are perfectly symmetrical, but you want to get basically the middle of this hole should be lined up with the middle of your aperture. So use a mirror. As you go down, you'll want to sort of relax how far you push your air. And I don't have any dynamics written on my tone, Flute Hygiene number 1, but there are dynamics that we can certainly do. So what I'm doing every day when I do this exercise and what I intend for you to do is to do a mezzo-forte to forte. That's what this exercise is about all the time. You can hear I'm doing tapers at the end, but sometimes when I practice it, I'll do the opposite and I'll make a crescendo instead. And sort of push the cutoff. Those are different things we can get to. So depending on what year you are, you can use your best judgment there. And so I think that's most of what I need to say for flute hygiene number 1. One more big thing before I stop, because I think this is good to include, is if you're noticing that your flute sound is still quite airy, even though you feel like you're aiming at this edge, one thing you can think about, 2 things you can think about. One is without the flute, if you can feel the air on your lips like that, you can hear the sound I'm making. I always refer to this as the friction that the air is making on my lips. You know, just like the friction, like when you rub your hands together, it makes a sound and it's like warm, you can feel it. You want to use that type of sound when you're not playing the flute. That's what I'm doing in the flute. You would think it would sound airy, but it doesn't. Conversely, if I do a really kind of silent Airstream sound, I don't know if that is coming across on the video, but it's pretty silent. You would think it would make a really pretty sound. It even feels nice as it comes through my lips. It just doesn't sound great. So we're going to use this friction sound. You can practice without the flute. I think it's a great thing to feel and get used to. How does it feel? And then there was a second thing. What was the second thing? I forget. I'll include it in the next video if I remember, or I'll write it in the comment section. So that's it for flute hygiene number 1. Good luck. These exercises are designed to do every single day, but for my more realistic perspective, from if you're a music education student and you're not a music performance student, then I think every other day is also acceptable. But I encourage you to do them every day if you can make the time. It's going to be worth it. See you soon.